The Rise and Journey of David Harbour, a walk through the filmography of the Stranger Things star, written by Shauna Versa. Into the forefront.
What do you say, Friday, 8 o'clock?
Elle likes to watch Miami Vice on Fridays.
Netflix hit coming-of-age sci-fi 80s throwback Stranger Things has changed the lives and careers of many of its cast members. Stars such as Finn Wolfhard and Millie Bobby Brown went from becoming complete unknowns to household names nearly overnight. Established stars such as Winona Ryder and Matthew Modine notched yet another iconic performance to their illustrious careers. Actor David Harbour did not fit either of these molds, neither being an unknown nor the level of star of Ryder or Modine, making Harbour's journey all the more interesting.
I will continue to allow you to date my daughter.
David Harbour has been delivering performances in smaller supporting roles since the early 2000s, even appearing in a blink and you'll miss him role in Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds that starred Tom Cruise and Tim Robbins. For years, Harbour occupied this area of the actor you recognize and is always good in the roles he appears in, however never had the iconic role that they are known for. After years of putting in the work and being typecast as an officer of the law or government official fairly often, Harbour continued to give exemplary performances in the time he was given.
I'm just sorry about everything.
Harbour's work ethic and perseverance would earn him the opportunity to get the iconic role he would be known for in Sheriff Jim Hopper. While it would be easy to only gravitate towards his most notable roles, Harbour's journey prior to Stranger Things should not be overlooked, and praise is due for all the hard work put in by the tremendous actor over the years. The early years. After spending a few years doing small roles on television, Harbour landed his first major motion picture role in Kinsey, starring Liam Neeson, a biopic about famous sexologist Alfred Charles Kinsey, portraying Robert Kinsey. The film was warmly received by critics and notched a Best Supporting Actress nomination for Laura Linney.
I don't know what that means, sir.
Genital kissing.
After his appearance in War of the Worlds, Harbour would appear in a brief role in the incredibly culturally resonant Ang Lee film Brokeback Mountain, sharing a compelling scene with the star of the film, Jake Gyllenhaal. Harbour's next role would be as an FBI agent in the independent film Confess, that also starred Melissa Leo. Harbour would get his chance at the closest thing to a lead role yet in the indie comedy The Wedding Weekend.
Now would you shut up and sing?
While not as warmly received as some of his previous films, Harbour is a highlight and offers a glimpse into the charm and sarcastic charisma that he would become known for. In 2007, Harbour would appear in Awake, a film that starred Hayden Christensen and Terrence Howard in the role of Dracula. Bigger and better. In the late 2000s to early 2010s, Harbour would see an uptick in his work, seeing larger roles in larger films. Bolstered by an incredible mustache, Harbour portrayed CIA agent Greg Beam in the James Bond film Quantum of Solace that also starred Daniel Craig, sharing a brief exchange with Judi Dench and another scene with actor Jeffrey Wright.
Well, you didn't find diamonds, did you?
Harbour would go on to play a role in the Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet-led film Revolutionary Road. The film allowed for Harbour to flex his dramatic muscles, sharing several emotional scenes with Winslet. The film garnered positive reactions from critics and even notched 3 Academy Award nominations. In 2011, Harbour appeared in the Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg written vigilante comedy The Green Hornet. The film allowed Harbour to continue to flex his sarcastic wit seen in previous roles, specifically in a scene in a restaurant between Harbour and Rogen, as well as a very entertaining chase sequence that features Harbour sharing a scene with Christoph Waltz.
Get the news? Finally.
Recording device. USB. No, you can't have it. It's mine. You stupid schmuck.
A year later, Harbour would appear in another Jake Gyllenhaal-led film in David Ayer's potent action thriller, End of Watch, that also starred Michael Pena, playing a police officer, yet again, another figure of authority. Harbour would re-team with director David Ayer in 2016 in a small role in Suicide Squad, as a government official sharing a scene with Viola Davis. In 2013, Harbour appeared in the Dwayne Johnson action film Snitch, which also starred John Bernthal, as well as Parkland, a film that recounts the events of the Parkland Hospital the day that President John F. Kennedy was assassinated, as an FBI agent.
Don't you two roll your eyes at me.
In the film, Harbour delivers an incredible performance with an impactful and intense scene between him and Ron Livingston that leaves audiences awestruck. Parkland stacked an A-list cast starring Zac Efron and Paul Giamatti. Harbour would continue to give dramatic performances, appearing in the Johnny Depp-led mobster film Black Mass in 2015. Action films. While having done action films before, Harbour went on a particular run of action film appearances beginning in 2014 when he appeared in the Denzel Washington film The Equalizer as Masters, getting the opportunity to get beat, tortured, and interrogated by Washington's character in a garage.
What I am, who I am is complicated. What I am is easier. I'm a threat. I alter outcomes.
Harbour next starred in the Liam Neeson action film A Walk Among the Tombstones. Harbour shares an intense scene with Neeson where he is exchanging money for a young girl that ends in a shootout that stands out as a particularly memorable scene of the film. Even after his breakout role in Stranger Things, Harbour would continue to do action films, starring in the Jamie Foxx film Sleepless, in which Harbour is particularly humorous, as well as the recent Netflix Chris Hemsworth film Extraction. Stranger Things. In 2016, Stranger Things released to audiences, changing the careers of everyone a part of the project.
I'm sorry. Maybe we could go out again next week.
Harbour was finally being given the credit he deserved as the magnificent career actor he was. The character of Jim Hopper was a character that was perfect for Harbour to play, combining his best qualities that he showed thus far in his career. Hopper was snarky yet charming, required experience in action sequences, and had moments of deep emotion and dramatism, and of course, was a police officer. Each trait and piece of Hopper, Harbour had already mastered, allowing the character to feel incredibly real. The character of Hopper works so well because of his fallibility. Hopper is not an invincible action hero, rather someone who is vulnerable and emotionally compromised, even if he does not always show it, which is perfectly played by Harbour.
Good, right? I don't know, you know the great thing about it? It's only 8,000 calories.
Audiences fell in love with the still grieving father determined on finding Will Byers, and are still clamoring 5 years later to see Harbour reprise the role next year in the 4th season of the show. A leading man. David Harbour is now everything many knew he could be, a bona fide superstar. After years of appearing in small roles and sharing glimpses of greatness, audiences are now privileged with Harbour as a lead in big blockbusters such as Hellboy and Black Widow as iconic comic book characters.
You should only sacrifice yourself for something.
Even in the case of a film that was disappointing, such as Hellboy, Harbour's performance stands out as exceptional. It's a great feeling to have one's hard work be rewarded. It's an even greater feeling to not let that reward be the end of the story. Since Stranger Things, Harbour has not let his foot off the gas and continues to give audiences excellent performances, making any appearance he has in a film worth the watch.
And they've requested your assistance with a giant problem.
Well, what's that?
Giants.
What's next for David Harbour? David Harbour is set to appear in the Christopher Landon film We Have a Ghost, opposite Jennifer Coolidge and Anthony Mackie. The film is currently shooting.